The devil itself will be scared of this prison. Imagine a place so terrifying that hardened criminals, people who have committed the most violent acts in history, break down and weep. As for me, I consider these people as the most unsafe people in the world. They all break down, crying because of the system of this prison. This is not some made-up stories. This is a real prison that is existing in El Salvador. Welcome to El Salvador's Terrorism Confinement Center, popularly known as C-Court, a prison so psychologically devastating that it has fundamentally changed how we think about punishment, inconvenience, and human rights. Watching this video to the end will make you understand why this faculty sparked international controversy.
MS-13 and many other gangs. These are animals. These aren't people.
Some suggested it is a pure evil to treat people like this, and others consider it as a crime against humanity. But a warning, this video is not to scare anyone, it is just for educational purpose. This is the world's highest security prison, with the strictest capacity of 40,000 prisoners. Here are the most unsafe people in the world. You can't even imagine how many people's lives they have ended.
Amen. No, if you talk about what you used to do in the jails after, it probably get a few more than 50.
This building was designed to imprison the highest profile criminals. Those who enter this prison are destined never to live alive. And whether you think that is justice or torture, it depends on what this inmate did to end up here. To understand why El Salvador built this deadly prison, we need to know the crisis that forced their hands, which made this possible. For years, El Salvador has been the most dangerous country on earth just because of two gangs named Barrio 18 and MS-13, terrorizing both themselves and innocent civilians. They were not just street gangs, they were sophisticated criminal enterprise that controlled the entire territories and turned daily lives into living nightmares. At the height of the crisis, El Salvador had the highest murder rate in the world, with over 100 homicides per 100,000 people. The gang didn't just kill, they terrorized, forcing public drivers to pay extortion fees or facing execution. They recruit children as young as 8 years old, turning schools into hunting ground for new members. They kill and cut the part of the victim's body in public places. Leaving this as warning, they controlled everything, where police and government officials couldn't enter without risking their lives. Businesses were forced to pay more tax to operate. Families left the country for protection money they couldn't afford. Women and girls were sexually assaulted with impunity. These gangs turned El Salvador into a devastating country, where government authorities meant nothing. Regular prison became another headquarters for gangs. They had access to cell phones, receive visitors, use their time in prison to expand their network, and plan new crime. Some of them lived better in prison than they had lived in the street, enjoying special opportunities and maintaining their powers through corruption. This situation became so terrible that 100,000 of Salvadorians ran away from their homeland. These immigrants were not seeking better opportunities, they were families running for their lives from gang violence. In 2022, President of El Salvador, President Nayib Bukele, changed everything. His government declared the state of emergency and launched an unknown end on gang activities. Knowing that the traditional imprisonment will not be enough, they needed something that would destroy the gang's power. This is when they strategically built a terrorism confinement prison. As for me, I don't call it a prison. This is a real definition of punishment. This faculty is not just designed to contain dangerous criminals, but to torture them psychologically, socially, and mentally destroy them completely, which they will never pose a threat to the society again. This was not built like a normal prison, it was engineered like a psychological weapon, every aspect of which was carefully calculated to increase suffering and reduce human adaptation. The architects don't just study criminology, they studied punishment tips, deprivation of sense research, and mental welfare method. The facility can accommodate 40,000 prisoners, making it one of the most largest prisons in the world. But the size did not make it terrifying. The cells were intentionally designed to be too small for relaxation. The beds were made of steel entirely, no soft spots, no vibrant color. The light is always on, it is never turned off for a second. This is a deliberate torture technique, permanently eliminating the body nature, making normal sleep impossible and driving towards madness. Prisoners in this psychological designed prison go under this torture every single day with no relief. Many report mental illness within weeks of arrival. The facility is kept to be cold intentionally, just to punish inmates even more. Not cold enough to kill inmates, but cold enough to create permanent discomfort Why not to kill them? Because most of them were not afraid to die. The architect also eliminates the connection to the outside world. No windows. Prisoners never see the sunlight, never see the sky, and have no sense of timing. They don't know if it is day or night. The prison atmosphere made many former gang leaders reportedly beg guards to transfer them to regular prison. They were not allowed to talk or make any communication with each other. Gang recruitment in El Salvador has decreased dramatically as the world reviewed what happened to those who continue criminal activities. The prison had become a fear that every parent is warning their children from gang involvement. Some of these gang members tattooed their face symbols like 13 or 666, which symbolizes the devil. And this is a clear sign that they are one of the most ruthless and high-ranking member of the organization. So now this question is directly to you watching this video. Is this punishment too much for these street gangs or a perfect spot for them to live? Answer the question in the comment section. Like and subscribe to Aroja Pro if you want to be seeing interesting videos like this in your newsfeed.